going to be having a representative from Nigeria. He's hold a huge platform called Black Exodus, helping our people to move to the continent. We're going to be having our brother Akin. Brother Akin, just although I gave the introduction, just a quick introduction about your role into our liberation. I know you've been in and out the UK. Help us to understand who is Akin Soyoye. The floor is yours, brother.
Thanks for having me. You the accent you got the pronunciation right. It's a very thick tribal, very concentrated tribal surname. Hi everyone, my name is Akin Soyoye, and I'm deeply committed to the cause of Pan-Africanism and solidarity and empowerment. I've been actively engaged in efforts to support Africa's self-reliance, self-determination, and awareness through my various platforms, which I and my wife actually runs, like Video On. Also, I also built a cryptocurrency platform, a Pan-African cryptocurrency platform on the Cardano blockchain called Ibilecoin, which has this logo, the Queen of the Great Benin Empire. And as an educator and historian, and also mental health advocate, I've worked to highlight the intersection of Africa's historical reliance and its future potential. Currently, I and my wife, we're also laying groundwork for visionary enterprise aimed at fostering economic and cultural empowerment across the continent from the perspective of the diaspora. And also, we also organize Black Sodos Games, which is a platform, a Pan African platform on YouTube, where we test random people's knowledge on the street of the United Kingdom about African history, African culture, African music, anything African entirely, to celebrate our heritage, educate others, and also inspire pride in our collective effort of who we are. So my work also involves bridging the gap between grassroots movement and global solidarity, just like this program now, Hands Off Traoré, which stands against neocolonialism, external interference in our internal affairs. And I fairly believe in championing a united, self-reliant, independent, strong Africa built for Africans. Thank you very much.
So, brother Akin, same question to you. What is your take about the state of the Pan-Africanism here in the UK? I was trying to upload the video, but we definitely, in upcoming shows, we're going to play the video. You read a beautiful speech. You said enough for division. We had teared down the borders. Now we are coming together. So everybody felt your speech. So the question is, what is your take about the state of the Pan-Africanism here in diaspora? Seems like for me, what we've seen, it's rising. We've seen more people really standing up and say, no, I'm not going to leave the Nigerian alone now. We are together. Jamaica, we are together. Angola, we are together. Congo, we are together. We've seen the solidarity of everybody standing for our Captain Ibrahim Traoré. So what is your take about the state of Pan-Africanism in the diaspora? Brother Akin.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. That's a solemn question, and I would begin by actually first and foremost paying homage to the most dear ones to me, the leaders, the Pan-African leaders that have given their lives directly and indirectly for the liberation of the continent, in no particular order. So, homage to Patrice Lumumba of Congo, homage to Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, homage to Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Malcolm X, United States, Meg Ben Barka of Morocco, Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Amir Kabar of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, Samora Machel of Mozambique, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, Steve Biko, South Africa, Bantu Steve Biko, and the other ones that I've forgotten to mention. And to me, I will never forget Fela Kuti, who wasn't a political leader, was a musician, that actually came from my own town in Nigeria called Abeokuta. So it's really given me that foresight to explore my Pan-Africanism to the sport. So in respect to your question, I would say right from the beginning, like in respect to the people that are not Christians that might be watching this, the Bible did say that if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? Right from the beginning of African history written by the Western world, I'm going back to the Berlin Conference of 1888 that was led by Otto von Bismarck of Germany on the partition and scramble for Africa. We should understand that the original intention of carving African countries to these modern African states that we know, with the exception of Ethiopia, Abyssinia, and Liberia, in a way, was not for the success of the continent. No, it was built and propped up for exploitation. That was the foundational reason of the Western world being interested in the continent. It's just for exploitation. So the borders that was created then has done a lot of disservice to the continent as a whole, which has
Mhm.
caused brothers across borders. Like from my country, where I'm from, Nigeria, I'm a Yoruba man from Nigeria. I speak Yoruba and English. Do you know it took me to when I got to university level to understand that we also have Yoruba people in neighboring Benin Republic, formerly called Dahomey. I never knew. We were not taught in school because our curriculum was written by you know who, by our colonial masters, passed on to the puppet regimes they've propped up in this newly created African state. So by actually dividing brothers across borders, by enforcing this lingua franca English that I'm speaking because I'm from Nigeria, they've tried to erode the fire of Pan-Africanism from all of us. Like in Nigeria, in our secondary schools, if you speak your local language, you will be beaten by our teachers. I remember vividly, we used to be beaten every day because we spoke vernacular. And the same English teachers, when they want to apply for visa to come to the United Kingdom, they need to pass an English test before they could be deemed fit enough to be able to speak and understand English. Can you just understand that? Now, when you have countries built on that on that platform, how can Africa actually rise? It's very hard. How can the African subsequent generations have that fire of Pan-Africanism that Thomas Sankara and co had? How? It is very hard. You meet a
Mhm.
lot of African youth. Most of them are disinterested about what is actually going on anymore. We are carried away. An average African wants to be more Christian than the Catholics from Rome. An average African wants to be more Muslim than the Muslim people from Saudi Arabia. We've we've jettisoned our foundation, we've jettisoned our culture, we've jettisoned our language due to the systemic degradation that has been impounded on us from the beginning. Now, according to my friends, I'm wasting my time being a Pan African. But I would tell them and the people that are still sitting on the fence, like a fella Anikola Kokuti once said, if you talk your own, you will die. If you don't talk your own, you will die. The only thing that is sure for all of us on this planet is death. Whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're green, whether you're blue, we're all gonna go eventually. But the point is, what have you used your time for? Have you stood up for something? Were you ever standing up for anything? And when we look at the African map, the political African map, it pains me to see that my brothers from Burkina Faso hardly have anything to do in Nigeria. The same vice versa. Like when I was living in Benin Republic, we used to be stopped at the borders. Even though the guy stopping me from Benin Republic spoke my local language, Yoruba, but there's a division already. You see where I'm going? If you are from England, you speak English. If you're from Italy, you speak Italian. If you're from Spain, you speak Spanish. If you're from Russia, you speak Russian. If you're from Portugal, you speak Portuguese. Someone asked me, do you speak Nigerian? I said, there's no language called Nigerian. Nigeria is made up of multitudes of languages, over 500 languages. How can we unify? How can we come together to achieve a common goal? You saw the picture you put up about Blaise Compaoré, Thomas Sankara, and the other guy, is it Musa or something? It shows division that they exploit among brothers. It comes from within. So until we conquer that susceptibility of the division that these Western powers have created for us, yeah, Musa Diallo, until we conquer it, we are not really going anywhere. Thomas Sankara lived a short but impactful life. Blaise Compaoré lived a long but useless life. He turned against his brother because of what the Western puppets wanted him to do. For life, Blaise Compaoré can never be on the same pedestal with Thomas Sankara, even though he lived a short but impactful life. So that is where I'm going. And I'm using Bible as a reference again. You remember in the Bible where the Babylonians were building a tower, the Tower of Babel, to go to the sky to meet God, according to the Bible. But what did God do when they were not stopping and they were united? He confused them with different languages. So they had to fight among themselves and abandon the project. So I see Africa as that Tower of Babel that we're trying to build together to achieve African unity. And all leaders that had fought for African unity directly or indirectly has been gunned down by CIA, by the Western world. Is a fact. It's not hidden. The knowledge is there. Like our father in reggae said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. The knowledge is there, but people are so carried away about what they will eat. As Fela once said also, I know one die, I know one quench, I won't build house, I won't enjoy. Papa did for house, Mama did for house. So what is the enjoyment as an African? If you are an African, if you are a Nigerian with a British passport, your passport is written place of birth. They will put your town, they will put your country. There are two different types of British citizens. There's white British citizen and there's black British citizen. It doesn't matter with the French policy of assimilation that they introduced in the Francophone part of Africa. No matter how much your French is perfect, no matter how much you are wonderful in speaking the language, you can never be French. Why can't we look inwards and start using our local languages as our lingua franca, building that fire from a young age? Imagine studying chemistry in Ashanti. Imagine studying physics in Hausa. Imagine that. Imagine the kind of progression we would have gotten. I also watched one brother from America say something about comparing India and Nigeria, saying that the Indians rejected the British way of dress code, the British way, British language, mostly the British religion, but they embraced the most important thing they wanted, which has helped them to develop much more faster than a lot of African countries. But in my country, we have massive building of churches. Nothing against Christians. I'm a Christian myself. We have massive building of mosques. It's not adding any value to us. We're just praying for things that we're supposed to use our brain to do. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, I read the news a couple of weeks ago that he turned down, I think, Saudi Arabia proposal of building more mosques in Burkina Faso. It was like, we don't need your mosques. We don't need your religion. We need to develop. We need to be independent. We need to be self-reliant, because Africa can't continue like this. It's not possible.
Wow.
Our madam said, Colette, when I heard her speak about the Windrush generation, we get used and dump. We get used and dump. Why can't we look inwards and build Africa of our tomorrow by
Wow.
actually imbibing that fire in the next generation coming?
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Brothers and sisters, Brother Akin, literally in 1 minute, what is your message to all of our brothers and sisters? We've seen you came out yesterday in the city of Manchester. We've seen brothers and sisters stepping up in London, showing up in big numbers. We've seen in France. We've seen in Portugal. We've seen in Nigeria, Kenya. We've seen in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. We've seen in Mozambique, Kenya. Brothers and sisters are showing up and say, enough is enough. What is your message in 1 minute to all of our warriors, soldiers, revolutionary around the world? The floor is yours, my brother, in 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you for having me once again. My message is simple. We need to start identifying based on our cultural identity. We need to stop identifying as the country that was formed by the colonial leaders that was imposed on us, because that is what sought division. We need to start seeing ourselves as one. From there, unity, coming together to achieve a common goal. There will be a lot much more we can achieve. Even though our Pan-African leaders like Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Thomas Sankara, all of them that have set in motion, it doesn't have to stop with them. Even though they've silenced their voices, we have more millions of Africans today. So knowledge is power, education is power. Don't just sit out in what you have been taught in the four corner of your classroom. Make Google your best friend, make Wikipedia your best friend, and read Pan African books to understand where we are coming from and where we are going. Once we understand that, nothing and nobody can take this Pan Africanism from us. Africa will we will get there. The movement have been started, is being televised, it's not being televised, it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, it's on social media now. Now we are the media of our own. Nobody can tell us Thomas Sankara is stealing the money of Burkina Faso. No, the Burkina Bay people will tell the world what their leader is doing for them. So thank you very much. Peace.
One love and stay united. Thank you
Well,
so much.
well,
As
love,
we're
yeah,
rolling
yeah.
the tape, keep it up, my brothers. And that shows unity. We see brothers from Nigeria stepping in. Sister Colette that represent the entire African continent and the diaspora. And then we see Brother Wandi here. So
Yes. Yes,
in
sir.
one show, you have the descendant of Queen Zinga, Angola here, Longwa Matamba. You've got the descendant, right, direct descendant of Fela Kuti, represent Nigeria. We having the descendant of Thomas Sankara. And then
Yes.
we having the descendant of Queen Nani from Maroon. We have the descendant of Marcus Messiah Garvin. Sister Colette embrace it all, and we must need to come together. That shows unity. That's why we are our own BBC. We are our own CNN. We can't depend because we know brother Akin is also has a huge media platform. He also thinking about how can we liberate ourselves economically. He came out with his own currency. So that's why we must need to support Brother Akim because he understood revolution has to come with the financial power, independence. We can't depend on foreigners to finance our own revolution. And that's why Brother Akim is leading that movement of economical liberation. So please, brothers and sisters, get in touch with Brother Akim as he's really doing the work with his own family. So thank you, Brother Wande, again
Thank
for
you.
see the slideshow that we prepare for you, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. We say hands off Ibrahim Traoré, hands off Mali, hands off Burkina Faso, hands off Niger, hands off the entire African continent. Stay together. One love.
Yes. Yes.